What is going on, my beautiful friends and family? Welcome to episode 2 of the 90-day vegan muscle challenge, where we're trying to put on as much muscle as we possibly can in 90 days. To start off today's episode, we're going to talk about my weight, and today I weighed in at 191 pounds, whereas in the first episode I was weighing 189 pounds, which means that in this week, a little bit over a week, we've been able to gain just about 2 pounds. And remember that before I actually started this challenge, I was really sick, lost 16 pounds, so a lot of this weight that we're getting back each week, especially in the beginning, is going to be water and glycogen, and then it'll be a little bit more of a slow grind as we get more close to 200 pounds. It's been freaking hot lately in San Diego. My chickens are enjoying the shade, trying to keep out of the heat, me too. And this week I'm going to be showing you guys my strength. I'm going to be showing you a lift for my back, a lift for my chest, and a lift for my leg workouts. That way each episode we can see how those lifts are progressing, what my weight is that I'm using on those lifts, so we can kind of track my progress in strength, as well as actually showing you my physique at the end of the episode so you can see how my body is changing as well. All right, so it is upper strength day. So this means that I will be doing a bunch of different exercises in the 3 to 6 rep range. So I'm gonna be trying to use as much weight as possible. And the way that I wanna track this for you guys so that it's something that we can all kind of check each week or each episode is I'm gonna be showing you one back exercise, one chest exercise, and one leg exercise. And then each episode I'll show you how the progression is going with my strength on those exercises. That way we have a gauge for how the progress is going strength-wise. So this is my first strength upper day that I'm doing, and my left shoulder is the shoulder that I always have to kind of think about. This one is internally rotated slightly, so I have to do a lot of rehab to get it back externally rotated. Today it is giving me a little bit of trouble, but it still feels good enough to go, so I'm going to do seated cable row. We're gonna do it for 250 reps. We're gonna be using 250 pounds, and we're gonna see how many reps we can get done. And then this will be our benchmark for next episode. So, 250 pounds for 6 reps. Definitely been stronger in the past. I'm definitely planning on getting stronger during this challenge. All right, so I got 5 reps with 2 plates and a quarter on there. So that is 115 pounds on each side. The reason I'm using this machine instead of dumbbells or barbells to track my chest progress is just because I know I'm gonna be doing lots of strength and be putting lots of weight on here. And this machine makes sure that there's less instability and less of an issue for my shoulder while I am still doing those dumbbell presses and the barbell presses and stuff like that. I save those for the hypertrophy days. That way I can do them with less weight and make sure that my form is correct. Whereas with this, I feel a lot more secure. And we're at 5 reps, which means that next week we'll probably aim for 6 reps, and then the following one will probably increase the weight.
Now moving into my leg days, I've had some trouble in the last few years with squats and deads due to my postural deviations and irritation, which I think came from using Accutane a while back. So I'm working my way back up in squats, and I'm trying to be very careful about how I decide to add the weight. Before any heavy leg exercises, I like to do some rack pulls just to get my glutes firing and engaged, and also to prepare my back for heavier weight loading. And then this week when I went to squats, I worked my way up to 225 pounds, so just 2 plates, and I did sets of 3. I think I did 3 or 4 sets of 3. And I just wanted to see how my form was looking before I decided to do any more reps or do any more weight. I had a slight bit of a twist to the left side, which is just due to my obliques being slightly asymmetrical in their strength, but I feel pretty good with this weight. So next week I'll go 4 sets of 5 or 6 reps, and then I'll likely add weight after that the following week and start with 3 or 4 reps again and just keep working my way back up. So it's not the heaviest weight around, but you do have to remember to compete with yourself and not compare yourself to others, because you'll either make no progress or you'll injure yourself trying to make so much progress too fast for your body.
So I'm pretty stoked with my starting lifts. Some of them a little bit weaker than they have been in the past, which is fine because we're gonna keep pushing and pushing to add weight on there as long as we are being safe with it. But while I've been at the gym, it's been interesting because I've been going somewhere around midnight, so I end up being there with a lot of other like 15 to 30-year-old dudes, and it's a lot more easy for people to talk to me. So people will just come up and start talking to me, and they'll be like, hey, I've seen you on YouTube or Instagram. I know that you work out here. I checked out your stuff, and I noticed that you're vegan. And then they ask me, what's the secret to building muscle while being a vegan? Is there something special about it or what? Which has been actually really, really cool because I'm not even bringing it up, and then people are asking me about it. So it gives me like the opening to talk as much as I want to about it without, you know, bringing up the topic and pushing it onto people. So I think it's really cool that people have been asking lately, but every time I answer them, I just say there's not really any secret. It's just like lifting before you're vegan. You still lift hard and heavy, you still try to make progress every single week, and then you have to eat more calories than your body maintains with and burns, so that you can add that in a surplus and add that as muscle mass. It's super simple, but I think people get mixed up in the details because when they see someone who they admire or they think their physique looks good, they assume that there's something different that that person is doing that they don't know about, they're not clued into or something like that. But really what it is just consistency along with the right context, you know, making sure you have a good lifting program that allows you to make progress each week. Make sure that you have a good diet habit, a good plan on what to eat each day, so you're not like struggling by the end of each day and being like, oh, one day I got surplus, the other days I kind of had trouble. You got to stay consistent and create a program and a routine where you just keep executing the same thing week after week, and each week is a small percent of progress, but over the course of a year, all that progress adds up, and maybe you look 5-10% better than you did last year. It's all small steps, but it's especially, I would say, the secret is to stay consistent. So for all of you guys who clicked on this video to find out the secret to gaining vegan muscle, it's no different than the secret to gaining muscle when you're not a vegan. You gotta lift heavy, you gotta eat big, and you gotta stay disciplined and not allow things to throw you off track. And it's very simple. You just keep going week after week, year after year. I'm exhausted. So that was my high rep day for back, and tomorrow will be my high rep day for chest. This week has gone really, really well. I feel like strength is coming in really well. My shoulder sometimes is getting tight, but I'm able to work around it, which is really positive because my shoulder used to stop me entirely from pressing through the workouts. Now I just have to be like, oh, it's tight. More chest stretches, a couple more lower trap exercises to get it activated, and I'm able to go into this. So this week, as you guys saw, I gained weight. We set our strength sets so that next week we can compare them and see how my strength is increasing each week. In this week, I wanted to cover a certain couple topics that are gonna set us up for the future episodes. Next week, I wanna go over abs with you guys, and I wanna go over the diet just a little bit more in detail. So each episode, I'm gonna be trying to make sure that we have different pieces of content that will help you as you go along this journey with me. But that brings us to the end of this episode, and I appreciate the hell out of you guys coming in here, showing love, giving it the thumbs up, commenting. I'm gonna try to answer as many comments as possible in this challenge, so leave them down there. It really helps support the channel. If you enjoyed this video, give it the thumbs up like I just said. I'll see you in the comment section. Subscribe if you're not subscribed already. Team Beyond the Week, CT.
Lift heavy or die MIRIN, motherfucker.
Team Beyond the Week.